The stars flickered coldly beyond the viewport, an endless sea of indifferent light. In the deep silence of space, the sleek warship UNS Vigil drifted, its sensors locked onto a blip far ahead, an unassuming convoy of alien vessels, unaware of the storm bearing down upon them. Commander Jaya Rin adjusted her stance on the bridge, eyes sharp and unwavering. The message had come through only hours ago. A coalition fleet had raided an Earth mining colony on the fringe of known space, capturing hundreds of civilians and slaughtering the rest without mercy. It was a calculated strike, a brutal message meant to intimidate, to remind humanity of its fragile place in the galaxy. But they had misjudged. Jaya's voice was calm, a razor's edge beneath steady resolve. We don't send words anymore, we send steel. Prepare the fleet. Humanity is coming, and this time, we're not asking. Earth's response was swift and uncompromising. Within days, a fully armed fleet, the largest ever assembled, poured out of the Sol system. Warships of every class, from sleek fighters to monstrous dreadnoughts, bore the scars of previous skirmishes, but stood ready to unleash devastating power. Admiral Marcus Hale, a grizzled veteran whose name was synonymous with unyielding determination, took command aboard the UNS Dominion, the fleet's flagship. His eyes, a steel grey, scanned the fleet's status reports as the ships accelerated toward Coalition space. This isn't just a rescue mission, he told his officers, it's a reckoning. As the fleet pierced the warp gate into hostile territory, tension crackled like electricity through every comm channel. Coalition sensors had picked up the approach, and their response was predictably aggressive. A sprawling battle formation emerging from the dark, ready to meet humanity's wrath head-on. But the Earth fleet was not deterred. Fighter squadrons launched from their carriers, weaving through enemy fire with lethal grace. Capital ships unleashed barrages that shattered shields and twisted metal. The UN's Dominion led the charge, its main batteries carving paths through the enemy line as its crew operated with flawless precision, born of countless battles. In the heat of the battle, Commander Jaya Rin manoeuvred her frigate Vigil with deadly finesse. Her ship darted between exploding wrecks and plasma trails, picking off key enemy vessels with precision torpedoes and laser strikes. "Keep them off balance," she commanded her squadron. "Every shot counts. Every life counts." Her voice carried not just orders, but a promise. The promise that humanity would not be broken. Not now, not ever. Amid the chaos, a chilling transmission cut through the noise. The Coalition flagship's voice echoed across the comms. "Surrender, humans. Your resistance is futile. Your species is a footnote in galactic history." Jaya smiled grimly. "Tell them this," she replied, voice low and fierce. "Humanity sends its regards, in the form of a fully armed war fleet." And with that, the battle intensified. A relentless storm of fire and metal that would echo through the stars for generations to come. The Coalition's sprawling battle formation loomed ahead, a dark forest of warships stretching across the void, each vessel a lethal instrument of destruction. The UNS Dominion and its accompanying fleet bore down like an iron tide, unyielding and cold. On the bridge of the flagship, Admiral Marcus Hale's eyes were fixed on the tactical displays, every flicker and blip a part of the grand symphony of destruction he conducted. "Status report," Hale demanded, voice steady but urgent. Lieutenant Commander Rivas replied, "Fighter squadrons are engaging enemy wings. Capital ships are exchanging volleys. Enemy flagship is coordinating their forces with brutal efficiency." Hale nodded. "Good. Let them come. They'll learn what it means to face humanity in full fury." Below decks, Commander Jaya Rin prepared her frigate Vigil for the next phase of the assault. Her crew moved with practiced efficiency, loading torpedoes, calibrating sensors, and readying the ship's forward laser arrays. The tension was thick, but so was the unshakable confidence that came from years of hardship and survival. Jaya's mind raced with the knowledge that this battle was more than just about retribution. It was about staking humanity's claim in a galaxy that had long treated them as lesser, about proving that Earth would not bow or break. The fleet's strategy was brutal and precise. Capital ships concentrated fire on the Coalition's command vessels, aiming to cripple their ability to coordinate. Fighter wings darted through the chaos, targeting missile batteries and point defense systems to open corridors for their larger brethren. Jaya's Vigil danced through the melee, striking with precision torpedoes at the flanks of enemy cruisers, slipping through enemy fire with agility that belied its relatively small size. Every successful strike sparked cheers over comms and bolstered morale. "Keep pressing," she urged her squadron. "We're the spearhead. No hesitation." The Coalition flagship, a monstrous dreadnought known as the Imperator, retaliated with overwhelming firepower. Its energy cannons carved arcs of death through the fleet, leaving devastation in their wake. One of the Vigil's wingmates exploded in a cascade of fire, debris drifting silently in space. Jaya's jaw clenched. "We won't lose anyone else." Using a combination of evasive maneuvers and coordinated fire, Vigil and her squadron managed to weaken the Imperator's forward shield array. It was a gamble. Drawing fire meant to expose vulnerabilities. Hale's voice came over the comm. "Target the shield generators. Concentrate fire." In unison, the fleet unleashed a concentrated barrage on the Imperator's shield nodes. Explosions rippled across its hull as the shields faltered, and the flagship's movement slowed under the relentless assault. "Now, Dominion, fire all batteries," Hale commanded. The flagship's main guns roared, massive energy beams lancing through the void and striking the Imperator's bridge. The Coalition flagship shuddered violently, systems failing in a cascade of sparks and alarms. With the flagship crippled, Coalition forces wavered. Earth's fleet pressed the advantage, pushing forward with brutal efficiency. The space around them became a chaotic ballet of destruction, shipwrecks drifting like cosmic wreckage, energy blast illuminating the darkness. But even as victory seemed within reach, Jaya's comm crackled with a new report. Unknown vessel detected bearing down fast. A new threat emerged, an enigmatic ship unlike anything Earth's fleet had seen, bristling with technology that shimmered and shifted. The air of confidence on the bridge dimmed. Hale's eyes narrowed. "Prepare for a new kind of fight. Humanity sends its regards, but it seems the galaxy has more cards to play." As the mysterious vessel closed in, the fleet braced for another brutal confrontation. The battle was far from over, but humanity's spirit blazed brighter than ever. Jaya gripped the controls, heart pounding. "Whatever they throw at us, we'll stand. We don't just fight to survive. We fight to dominate." And with the galaxy watching, Earth's war fleet roared onward, a blazing comet of vengeance and unbreakable will. The strange vessel emerged from the shadows like a phantom, sleek and angular, its hull shimmering with an eerie iridescence that seemed to bend the very light around it. It moved with an unnatural grace, its weapon systems unlike anything humanity had catalogued. The Coalition forces faltered, their confidence shaken by this unexpected arrival. Commander Jaya Rin's eyes locked onto the unknown ship's signature on the tactical display. "All units, maintain formation. Target priority, the unknown vessel. Weapons ready." Admiral Marcus Hale's voice cut through the bridge's hum, cold and commanding. "This is not just a fight for survival anymore. This is a war for the future of humanity. Let them learn the cost of crossing Earth." The alien warship unleashed a barrage of energy pulses that disrupted targeting systems and sent shockwaves through the Earth fleet's communications. Fighters lost cohesion, their pilots struggling to regain control as their HUDs flickered and malfunctioned. Jaya's Vigil spun sharply, evading a cascade of plasma bolts that scorched the vacuum just feet from its hull. "Report," she barked to a tactical officer. "Tactical arrays are compromised," the officer replied. "The unknown vessel uses some form of advanced electromagnetic interference. Weapons and comms are fluctuating. The Yuan's Dominion's main cannons charged, but when fired their energy beams diffused in a shimmering field surrounding the alien ship." A muffled voice echoed over the comms, strange, distorted and mechanical, yet unmistakably a taunt. "Humans, you bear fire and steel, yet you walk blindly into the abyss. We are the Veilborn. Your war is a child's game." Hale's eyes narrowed. Veilborn or not, they'll find Earth does not cower. He ordered a shift in tactics. Electronic warfare teams activated countermeasures, attempting to disrupt the Veilborn's interference field. Simultaneously, boarding parties prepared for close-quarters combat should the alien vessel attempt to breach the fleet's perimeter. Meanwhile, Jaya piloted Vigil closer, leading a squadron to flank the Veilborn ship. Her squadron's fighter pilots adjusted their tactics, relying more on visual cues and manual targeting as electronic systems faltered. A pilot radioed in, voice strained but steady. Vigil, locking onto a weak point near their port engine, suggests torpedo strike. "Do it," Jaya ordered. "Take the shot." The torpedoes streaked through space, weaving past defensive fire. One struck true, ripping through the shimmering hull and igniting secondary explosions. The alien ship staggered, its interference field flickering. The fleet renewed its assault. Dominion and its escorts targeted the damaged section, relentless in their bombardment. Slowly, the alien ship's defences crumbled under Earth's brutal persistence. As the battle waged, on board the Veilborn flagship, shadows shifted within its corridors. Their commanders convened, speaking in cryptic tones of Earth's resilience and unexpected tenacity. "We underestimated the humans," a tall figure said, voice echoing with synthetic distortion. "But this is far from over. We will shroud this war in darkness, and they will fall unaware." Back on the Dominion, Admiral Hale stared at the battered alien vessel retreating slowly into the void. "We have bought time," he said grimly. "But the Veilborn are not finished. They are a ghost in the dark we must root out." Jaya nodded. "We've seen their face. Next time, we bring the light." The battle had pushed the Earth fleet to its limits, but it had also revealed humanity's unbreakable spirit. Against an enemy that wielded shadows and deceit, humanity responded with fire, steel, and unwavering courage. As the fleet regrouped, preparations began for the next encounter. The war was evolving. Darkness against light, unknown against defiant resolve. And through it all, one truth remained clear. Humanity sent its regards not with words, but with a fully armed war fleet ready to claim its place among the stars. The UN's Dominion and its fleet limped into a nearby star system, battered but unbroken. Repairs began immediately, every crew member aware that the reprieve would be brief. The Veilborn had struck hard and unexpectedly, but humanity's response would be harder still. Admiral Marcus Hale convened his senior officers in the flagship's war room, the holographic star maps casting an eerie blue glow across their faces. "We've seen what the Veilborn can do," he said grimly. "But they're hiding. Their strength lies in subterfuge and surprise. Our mission now is clear. Find them, expose them, and crush them." Commander Jairin stood quietly at his side. "We've learned a lot from the last engagement. Their interference fields are powerful but localized. We can use that against them." Hale nodded, eyes locked on the swirling data streams. "Prepare the fleet. We'll split into search groups. No system in Coalition space, or beyond, is off limits. We will find the Veilborn's lairs, and we will bring war to their doorstep, the fleet spread out like an iron net across Coalition territory, sweeping through asteroid belts, derelict space stations, and deep space anomalies." The hunt was relentless. Every sensor ping was scrutinized, every signature investigated. Jaya piloted her frigate Vigil deep into a forgotten debris field near the shattered moon of Treshar. Sensors flickered as the Veilborn's interference threatened to blind them, but her crew's training and tenacity prevailed. "Commander, we're picking up something unusual," her tactical officer said. "A hidden base, shielded, but not completely." Jaya's pulse quickened. "Lock in coordinates. Inform Dominion. We're moving in." The fleet converged on the hidden Veilborn installation. From the shadows emerged a swarm of sleek attack craft, faster and more maneuverable than any Earth fighter. The battle ignited instantly. Fighters clashed in blistering dogfights, weaving through asteroid shards and ion storms. Vigil's squadron fought with ferocity, taking advantage of their intimate knowledge of human combat tactics honed over decades of warfare. "Focus on their command ships," Jaya ordered. "Disrupt their coordination." On the ground, or rather on the base itself, boarding teams from the Earth fleet prepared to strike. Their mission, to cripple the Veilborn's infrastructure, gather intelligence, and deliver a decisive blow. Captain Leanne Voss led the assault, her team dropping onto the moon's cratered surface under cover of orbital bombardment. The alien base was a labyrinth of shifting corridors, shadows stretching like claws in the artificial light. "Move fast," Voss instructed. "They fight dirty. Expect traps." Inside, the boarding party found evidence of the Veilborn's true purpose, a network of dark energy reactors fueling their interference technology, capable of cloaking entire fleets and disabling enemy systems. "This technology is dangerous," Voss reported back. "If they get it operational on a larger scale, no fleet in the galaxy can stand against them." Back in space, the Dominion engaged the Veilborn flagship again, now visibly weakened but desperate. Admiral Hale ordered a full-scale assault, his voice booming over the comms, "For Earth! For humanity's future! Destroy them!" The battle reached a fever pitch. The Dominion's cannons tore through the alien shields, ripping the flagship apart piece by piece. Fighters swarmed, cutting off escape routes and overwhelming enemy defences. With a final surge, the Veilborn flagship erupted in a blaze of fire and shattered metal, its remnants scattering into the void. The Veilborn's grip on the region was broken. Admiral Hale's voice was resolute but measured. "This victory is ours, but the war is far from over. The Veilborn are resourceful, and there will be others who seek to challenge humanity." Commander Jaya Rin stared at the stars, her heart steady. "Let them come. Humanity sends its regards, and when we do, it's always with a fully armed war fleet." The tide had turned. The galaxy was beginning to see the truth. Earth was no longer a hidden power. It was a storm, a force that would not be ignored, a people united by fire, steel, and unbreakable will. The shattered remnants of the Veilborn fleet fled into the darkness, their once-feared interference technology disabled, their morale broken. Earth's fleet held the stars in its grip, a constellation of resolve and power. The UN's Dominion drifted above the shattered moon of Trescia, the flagship's hull scarred but unyielding. Admiral Marcus Hale stood on the bridge, eyes sweeping the starfield beyond. "We've sent a clear message," he said softly, "to our enemies, to the galaxy. Humanity does not negotiate through weakness. We do not beg for peace, we enforce it." Commander Jaya Rin joined him, her gaze steady. "They took one of ours. We took everything back, and more." Across Coalition space, transmissions flooded in, former enemies requesting parley, others pledging allegiance to Earth's cause. The Warfleet had rewritten the balance of power overnight. Humanity was no longer a footnote, it was a chapter every species would have to reckon with. But for Hale and Rin, the victory was bittersweet. Countless lives had been lost, sacrifices made not just for revenge, but for survival. They knew the galaxy was a vast and dangerous place, and the peace they forged today was only the beginning. With a final glance at the stars, Hale gave the order to prepare for the next mission. "We hold this line, and then we push forward. The galaxy is wide, and humanity will fill it with its fire and its hope." Jaya smiled grimly. The Veilborn thought shadows would be their refuge. They underestimated the light Earth brings, and that light burns hotter than any star. As the fleet slipped into warp, a new chapter began. Earth's fully armed war fleet was not just a response, it was a promise that humanity would protect its own, that it would fight with every ounce of strength and spirit it possessed, and that when Earth sent its regards, it was never a greeting, it was the sound of war.